We will teach history, and that's important. And we will teach all the pieces of history. We will teach that America is the greatest country, I believe, in the history of the world.
Tonight, Governor Spencer Cox is addressing one of the most heated issues in schools all around the country right now: critical race theory education.
There are calls in Utah to ban the curriculum. Fox 13's John Franke is on Utah's Capitol Hill tonight with a look at what critical race theory is and why it's so emotional for some people. John.
Well, hey guys, we learned today that lawmakers are working on a bill that deals with critical race theory being taught in Utah classrooms. Now, people on both sides agree that this issue brings about misunderstanding.
It just creates this wall, and it will pull kids apart, and it create, again, more divisiveness.
Andrea Stringfellow is a parent of 5 mixed-race children. She's vocal in her opposition to critical race theory being taught in Utah classrooms.
What is happening with the CRT and this ideology is that we are pinpointing it just on certain races, and then we're creating this blame and this shame and this guilt.
Critical race theory is a complex issue, but in general, it teaches that systemic racism is a component of American life that creates advantages for people who are white. Andrea believes it's a recipe for furthering divisions.
But also those of color, that's victimizing us as well by making us seem like that we are oppressed, telling us that we are downtrodden, or telling us that there's a reason why we sat in the back of the classroom. We
reached out to James Yapius, the education chair of the Salt Lake branch of the NAACP.
What's made this country is the contributions of the different races and immigrants who come to this country.
Without discussing specifics on any potential legislation, he says it's important the country's history is not forgotten.
I think we got to work on facts and really stay focused on the historical aspects of how democracy has come about and the different types of contributions that everyone has made to this country.
Over the past month, critical race theory has reached a fever pitch at school board meetings in Utah.
Most people of all races are good. Most minorities do not feel that we are victims.
Stop teaching our kids to be racist.
Those comments were from a recent Jordan school board meeting, but they aren't isolated. Andrea's kids are in the Davis district. She wants to make it clear she supports racial history being taught in schools.
Awareness, 100%. I'm all for that. Does racism happen? 100%. Is it awful and sad and ugly in all forms? Oh yes, 100%. And that is something I will advocate for. Awareness, awareness, awareness. I'm all about that.
That's why she's advocating for lesson plans that get away from what she believes is an ideology that does more harm than good. Both Andrea and James can agree there's nothing good about divisiveness.
If there was a way that parents and administration or our district can come together and then create curriculum, that would be one thing. That would be great.
Some people may think that this is politically motivated, but it isn't. I think we become better as a community when we have a better understanding of one another.
And I reached out to the Utah State Board of Education. They tell me critical race theory is nowhere to be found in their core standards. They added that curriculum is left up to the districts and individual charter schools. Reporting live on the Hill tonight, John Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
John, thank you. Teaching critical race theory in school is also an issue for our neighbors to the north. Idaho Governor Brad Little just signed a bill that stops critical race theory from being taught in public schools and universities there. The new law prohibits educators from teaching that any race, sex, ethnicity, religion, color, or national origin is, quote, inherently superior or inferior to other groups, or that these groups are, quote, inherently responsible for actions committed in the past. At least 7 other states are considering legislation like this.